And thanks so much for joining us for Fox 8 News at 7 o'clock. I'm Elizabeth Noreika. Developing news tonight, Cleveland police asking for your help to find a suspect who abducted a child. That girl is thankfully now safe, but the suspect is still out there. When a Michigan man ordered a pizza, he never expected it to be delivered by a police officer. The bizarre incident happened earlier this week outside Detroit. This is a live look at the current conditions along the lakeshore where the rain has stopped, but for how long? And good evening, I'm Elizabeth Noreika.
Hopefully you are dry currently.
Yes, well, I'm dry because I'm inside.
Everybody else?
But if you headed outside, we've been seeing some April showers, and that could mean plenty of Mayflowers. We can only hope so. If you got a chance to get outside today, hopefully you got to enjoy this gorgeous weather, a perfect day, warm temperatures, and not a cloud in the sky. But the question now is, Melissa, is it going to stick around? Well, that's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Good. Won't bite.
I hate snakes.
Okay,
They scare.
well, that'd be all right there. Melissa?
I don't think she agrees with you. It's not okay to have a snake in there. And you know what else is deflated too? Is my husband's spirits when he goes to mow the grass because it's so wet you can't do anything about it.
No, gotta wait. So a little more rain, Melissa, but it's going to dry out.
27% of parents asked also said they are addicted to their mobile devices, and Gabe, more than half of them even admitted to checking their mobile devices while driving. You're on your phone. Really? Really? We're trying to do the news here.
Sorry about that. I just got a little distracted. I apologize.
You know, it's funny though. Do you remember though back in the day the Zach Morris phones? You couldn't check things like that. You just answered the phone. You couldn't go on the internet. You couldn't use Facebook.
1, 2, 3.
Kicking it back to the rotary phone.
Unfortunately, we're showing our age.
Well, Tracy and Bill, here's what we can tell you right now. Police say a total of 4 people were stabbed. 2 of those victims have died, along with the suspect who was shot by an off-duty police officer. Now, Annie's Law is different from the current law because it really focuses on first-time DUI offenders. Annie's Law could be passed in the Senate later this summer and signed by Governor John Kasich in the fall bill.
All right, we'll continue to follow that. Elizabeth, thank you.
In the race to the White House, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is reminding everyone that he is still very much in the hunt for the Democratic nomination. Sanders is reminding voters he has won over 45% of the pledged delegates, and he's hoping to keep the upsets rolling along. Bill, it was a very emotional night for the dozens of people who came out to remember the lives of animals in the Ashtabula area, paying special attention to the more than 12 dogs found dead back in April.
Isn't that nice? I love the Statler brothers. They're tremendous.
I like that song.
Yeah.
Well, today we're looking back at some of your comments from stories that touched you this week or stories that just had you talking. And the first one, of course, is a very emotional one of survival that we will never forget. A month ago, it seemed like Hillary Clinton would run away with the Democratic presidential race. But after some big wins in the Midwest, Bernie Sanders has built some momentum and hopes to keep it going in New York. Yeah, today we're talking about giving birth on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Must be fun.
Wow.
I know, doesn't that sound like a good time? Well, a very private and personal moment broadcast for the world to see. A man says he accidentally live streamed his partner in labor. So this man, Kaylee, the Fox 8 team is tackling one of the biggest questions surrounding this summer's Republican National Convention. Where will downtown workers be able to park? I-Team reporter Ed Gallick has more. Tracy, this video is pretty disturbing. In it, you get a first-hand account of what that officer saw as he was doing everything he could to not use deadly force. Well, Game 5 isn't technically a must-win for the Cavaliers, but in essence, it pretty much is. They simply cannot afford to let Toronto gain more momentum. Natalie, it's been more than 10 years since these charges first surfaced, accusing Bill Cosby of sexual misconduct. A judge decided today that there is enough evidence in this case to move forward.